Hi folks, welcome from Alta and I to the Eagle Team webinar. We're sure that this will assist you in building a very successful Neolife business. Neolife is well positioned for the future and exciting to see the incredible growth people are having at this time. We get excited. We get excited about the future. We started many years ago and have been blessed in many areas of our lives, and we give God all the glory for that. Have a good look and listen, as this video can help you be even more successful in the future and have a life of adventure and achievement.
Hi Eagles, my name is Nelly Dumeni from Windhoek, Namibia, an ex-medical technologist. I prayed to God to give me a business opportunity because I needed an additional income. And to the glory of God, within 2 years after starting Neolife business, I ended up making 2, sometimes 3 times my salary. And as a result, I ended up firing my boss and going full-time in Neolife 2 years after I started. How I'm benefiting from the webinars and online tools of Neolife, I believe number one is because of my yearly goals. Every single day I read my goal card. And for example, one of my function goals is to invite and to have 10 legs of my downlines attending and a total of 70 people. And I use the same goals when I'm inviting for the webinars. I've also realized that the most effective way to invite for the webinars is not really to send an invite or message to groups, but to individuals. So what I do, I have found that on WhatsApp you can create a broadcast group, and as long as those people have saved your number on their cell phones, you can send them that message and it will reach to each person as an individual, not as a group. And even when they are responding straight to you, not to the group. And for me, I find that makes somebody feels special. It creates that bond, because the person feels like you have taken time to invite them. And it also saves you your one's time instead of sending a message one by one. Another thing is that after the webinars, there is always a recording that is done. So I send the video recordings to my people, and I always try to accompany it with a motivating message to encourage them to watch and to learn. And I have found that some of my people who do not have data to log on can now listen to them, or do listen to them now when they have data at the convenient time to them. And others will even wait for a happy hour. With our cell phone company, there is something which is called happy hour between midnight up to 5 a.m. I believe, where you can have free data or log in for free. So they use that time, since they are not going anywhere, to watch. They take notes because they are saying they need the knowledge for themselves and also to be able to train their own people. We also have others who do not have data, or do not even have smartphones or internet access, that we cannot just exclude. I'm very proud of some of my leaders. One of them told me that when they log on to listen to the webinars, they hold another phone to record the audio. So when the webinar is finished, this person sends the audio message to his people who are not able to log on. And the only thing they are missing is the pictures, but at least they are getting the knowledge. Another one of my leaders does training over the phone for her people who do not have smartphones. Basically what they do is they choose a book, for example, Getting Started, and they give themselves a specific time. She gives them questions that they need to respond to. She also allows them to ask questions. And through text messages and through telephone calls, they do their training. In Namibia, we are also very, very fortunate because we have, with our cell phone company, we have something where you can buy, we call it Away, where you can buy time for a week for a minimal amount, up to 12 hours. I bought 12 hours last week for 51 Rand. And that gives you talk time of 12 hours where you can do training with your people. Either the people can call you or you can call them and you can attend to that specific training that you want to do with them. And it has also proved very, very, very effective. We have many people that are renewing their membership, other people that are ordering, people that are joining, even doing so many things online. So we look at this time as a time not to find excuses, but to find reasons and to be creative. And the future looks very, very bright, and we are very, very excited. Thank you, guys. God bless you. Let's go for it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
All right, folks, it's really exciting to be here today and to share with you on this incredible, exciting opportunity that we've got using all these wonderful tools that have been made available for us for a time such as this. Here we are in lockdown and we are in our homes, and yet we're having contact with people all over the world. So first of all, my name is Mark and my surname is Hazel. You spell that H-A-Z-E-L-L. It makes an L of a difference. And I like to think that through this business, we can make an L of a difference too. My wife and I live in Grahamstown, and we are very excited about this opportunity, because when we had a look at it, we were so broke that we didn't have enough money to put tires on the car, pay school fees, and put bread on the table at the same time. But the person who invited us spent about 18 months irritating me before I was willing to go along and have a look. My wife Shane had used some of the products many years before when we worked and lived in Durban. However, I was skeptical when I was consulting on a part-time basis and didn't believe that there was anything else that could really make a difference. And even that evening, when the gentleman who shared the business plan with us had finished, I was still skeptical. I didn't believe it. But thank God, the good Lord, I think, had his hand on me. I suffered a suspected heart attack. And as a result of that, when I was seeking some medical advice, a doctor in Cape Town said to me, Mark, you've got access to the world's best nutritional products and health products, and you'll feel better if you use them. Well, I decided that having had the suspected heart attack with 3 young children, I should listen to her. And what a difference it's made. My energy came back in a way that I didn't realize how unenergetic I was. My attitude changed. Our lives have changed in such a phenomenal way. But from being so skeptical and so negative to now being in a situation where things are looking so much better than they ever were. We've traveled to places that you couldn't imagine. We've done things that we would never have done. I mean, the kids, our children can't believe what we've actually done over the years that we've been involved in this business, because it's really changed our attitude so much. And the opportunity has given us the privilege of meeting so many wonderful people. And when I look at the future and I see what's happened to us through this time of coronavirus, where our business has just boomed, we are connecting with people in a phenomenal way through this kind of technology that we're using today. And I'm just so excited. I haven't worked and connected with so many people in so many parts of the world so much in any 1 week, let alone in 1 month. And so it's really been a very phenomenal period. And what I'm going to be doing with you today is sharing you a little bit of our story in terms of some of the things that we are doing. And it's really been quite exciting. We've introduced a 3 times a week personal growth presentation type situation where we use Zoom. It's an online platform for conferencing, and a number of people who decided they would like to grow themselves from a personal growth point of view have participated in the programs that we're doing. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 o'clock in the morning, we share our experiences from some of the books that we've been studying. So one of the books that we've studied is this incredible book called The Magic of Thinking Big. We've just finished that one, and it's been a really, really exciting journey to see how all of us have grown in a phenomenal way. We get together, we log in at 8 o'clock on a morning, and we all just share one or two things before we get started. Somebody from the group, usually one of the leaders, takes us through the session and just coordinates things, which is really wonderful to see new leadership coming through as people participate in sharing their experiences of what they've learned, what's challenged them, new things that they're doing. And we're really building a tremendous sense of community spirit through this whole process of personal growth. And this week, we've just started on another book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a very exciting book as well. And the first chapter we did today, and people are looking forward to joining together. So people join us from literally all over Southern Africa when we get together on these 3 days in the week. And I find it's really good from a team spirit point of view, because our team is now meeting other people they would never have met. We've got people joining us on these personal growth things who have not been involved in the business. Some of them have never been involved. They registered, they've used the products over a period of time. But to have them now participating and sharing and being excited about what they can do is really quite an exciting process. And so that's an ongoing one, and I'm really excited that we can use Zoom to do that. We're able to put up little images every now and again on the Zoom facility, so we give some positive input through that as well. And everybody who wants to can come in. They can either have the images up like you're seeing now, or if they don't have enough data, they can just have a voice, and they can participate through voice and listen to the other discussions. The other thing that we're doing is that we are using a daily presentation where we show the business on a day-to-day basis. So in the late afternoon, we announce the program for the day every morning as to what's happening, and people can log in onto the Zoom meeting again. They can invite guests from different places. And what we do there is that I will normally start the meeting at this point in time, and we then go through the presentation, and we involve different people from the business in participating in the presentation. So it's not just one voice. Somebody will give a product testimony or two. Some people will tell their stories about what the business has done for them. And it's been wonderful to see what's happening. We've got a number of people just this week who, as a result of the presentations, one lady joined on Monday, got a kit on Wednesday from the KwaZulu-Natal Durban warehouse, just so excited that she was able to attend a presentation. And 2 days later, after having signed up online, as we show in the presentation, we show people how they can sign up online. So the guests immediately from the presentation are getting a sense that this thing is real. And we've had a number of new people join our business during the shutdown period. In fact, I believe that we're going to see even better growth, because now people are seeing other people from other areas hearing other stories about what is happening. And today in our presentation, we used the 622 plan, showing it the old way as if we were on a whiteboard. There's a whiteboard facility on your Zoom app, and we used that, and it's quite a learning experience. I think we're all growing through the experience of doing the different things that we need to do to get going. And I believe that we're going to see such phenomenal growth through this business as we continue using the different tools that we've got, but specifically these online conferencing facilities where your team can get together, they can see you, you can see them, you can counsel with them, you can follow up with them. And it's just an absolutely wonderful opportunity that we've been presented with this lockdown. And I encourage any of you who are feeling hesitant, there are so many ways that you can teach your team to get on board with this. And we've been amazed. People in deep parts of rural Transkei and faraway places are logging in, inviting their guests to come in. And I think everybody's really excited. So thank you for allowing me this opportunity to share this time with you. And we look forward to seeing each of you growing your business and embracing the future. So all the best, and God bless you. Thank you.
My name is Hazel Wilson, and I live in Cape Town. When my husband and I first saw the New Life opportunity, he thought we should give it a go, and we never looked back. We had no business experience, and I was a teacher working around the clock. I thank God every day because New Life gave me my health back. 1 month into the business, I became very sick. And because of God, my family, my New Life family, I am where I am today. I just got to the point where I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired. And in the business, they teach us how to have a self-talk. So I decided that every day I will thank God for the day that He had made. And so that is one of the reasons. There's lots of benefits that we got in this business opportunity. One of it is traveling. I just love traveling. So we went overseas more than once. Last year, I had the privilege of being part of the group that went to Abu Dhabi. It was amazing. We also went on boat trips. I took my daughter with me. That incentive we got from the Eagle team. It was amazing. Then there is lots of other benefits that we get in the business every day of our lives. One of it is that I have the privilege of working with people and making a difference. That for me means a lot. And that is one of the reasons why I am so passionate about what I do. I thank God for New Life and the Eagle team. Today, I want to share my insights on the importance of keeping contact and helping downlines and customers who have limited or no access to internet connectivity. Number 1, planning. Every evening, I make a list of who I am going to call with their contact information. A quick tip. New Life website houses all your downline's information on the system in the back office. It is phenomenal. In these times, it is especially important to contact with people and establish their needs and their challenges. Keep a tracker or a diary of who you call. Number 2, request names or contacts and provide assistance. Where I can assist, I request names and contact details from downlines to make the calls on their behalf. I record details of who I called, the date of the call, and the nature of the conversation. For example, Samantha from Athlone wanted to know more about how she could boost her immune system. Number 3, keep connected to manage demand and supplies. I keep in close contact with downlines and customers so that I can easily manage demand and supply of products to my network. Given the high demand and availability constraints during COVID-19 lockdown period. In some cases, I even need to help downlines to do their orders on their behalf because of the lockdown. We are in a business of our own, but never by our own. This is exciting times in New Life. We thank God for what He is doing through this business opportunity, especially in this period of lockdown. Be safe and stay at home. God bless.
Hello everyone, my name is Val Kadalie and this is Charles, my husband.
Hi.
I would like to start by sharing just a little bit of our Near Life story. It's a story that actually became a journey with Near Life. Charles and I both worked all our lives in secular work and ministry concurrently. And we realized that we would have to do something more to help us financially when our eldest daughter started university many years ago. But we had to find something that fitted into our busy work and ministry schedule, and something that would not be a burden to us in the way that any traditional business would be. So that's where our journey got started. Very quickly, though, we fell in love with Near Life products, the full range of products. We saw the benefits of lower toxicity in our home and in our personal lives, and we experienced the benefit of optimal whole food nutrition. God knew what lay ahead of us with regard to health challenges for us both, and He used Near Life products to help our bodies heal in so many different ways, even miraculous ways. And we saved on a household budget as well. but we also fully identified with and wholeheartedly embraced the Neolife and Eagle Team values and work ethic. This business has changed the way we dream and think and the way we live out our lives in relationship to others. It is our greatest joy to be able to share Neolife products as a health, wellness, and personal development solution in our world today, and also to share Neolife as a business opportunity with others, and to be dispensers of hope and positivity in a suddenly fragile world. So Charles will share with you what needs doing to help a new person get started in this business.
So start is the operative word here. We need to help people start up, not just sign up. So what are the things that you need a new person to know and master as soon as possible after they get started? They started because you stimulated them to dream again. You stimulated them to reclaim their dreams for themselves, for their family, and their future. So keep the why, the reason why, keep that alive. Help them build their dream list and their dream chart. It is so important. It's always good to have your own dream chart available just to show them, how practical and how easy it is to make. So, ask them, what are you willing to sacrifice over the next 2 to 4 years to make this happen? Help them set up their sphere of influence for the next 2 to 4 years. Show them how to build a names list. Use their phone contacts and list them. Then ask a little bit about each one of those contacts listed. You call and let them watch and listen for the first time. Then let them call and hand the phone to you, and they listen how you handle objections or even questions. Then they handle the call and you listen and coach. Help them set up product demos and business presentations in small groups and even one-on-ones. Our business is not in lockdown. This can all be done via technology, WhatsApp video calls, etc. And when lockdown is over, we will be able to meet safely in small groups again. It always amazes me why people quit during the first year of network marketing and go back to their jobs that they've held for 10 to 20 years and they stay poor. Really? Man, this is a business. This is not a hobby. Believe me, there is a difference in the paycheck depending on how you treat this opportunity. So the DNA of network marketing and the Eagle Team system must run through every fiber and every level of your business. That's where walkaway, residual income comes from. Your method may work for a short while, but it will not be duplicatable. So abandon it. Just follow the system. It works. Always ask, does it work? And is it duplicatable? Take yourself and your ego out of the equation, otherwise you become a barrier to those who want to do this business seriously. Your upline sponsor will become your closest friend and support, not your competition or your enemy. Invest in tools to build your business. The Eagle Team is your incredible and personal development partner. So between Neolife and the Eagle Team, you will have every tool you need to build a life-changing business for yourselves as well as others. You can only get to the top of the pay plan if you consistently teach, develop, and duplicate your way to the top. When launching new distributors, what will help them when their confidence is low? Teach them to have a folder with some of the following essential items. I've already shown you the dream chart. We have a flip file, which is very important. Compensation plan. Help them to go through it, get them to get an understanding of it. Lifestyle. Gives you a lot of believability. getting started. So it's good to have a flip file, with all of these information, an information pack, in other words. Then you open, their products. And I'm going to show you just what we do with the home care, product. I always come with 2 5-liter cans, just by way of a gift. It's so cheap to a new distributor. And I will mix the LDC. I will show them the power of, the concentrated LDC and how to mix it, just to show them how inexpensive it is. The Super 10 is also mixed in a 5-liter can, and just to show them, how inexpensive it is.
And even over the internet, we
do that. Yeah, we do that over the internet, WhatsApp. I even do,
calls.
The demonstration, the carpet demonstration with the crayon. I do this over the internet. I do it over WhatsApp, video calls. It's really great. And then, with the Eagle team, you also get some very useful DVDs, CDs, and, a lot of inspiration, motivational, stuff. And that's, really, really very, very important to start them well. So work on a calendar, give them a month, day-to-day sheet, so that they can plan, and not work in the dark, but they work according to a daily plan. Tell them about the events and the trainings and all of those kind of things. So Val is just going to speak about how to keep in contact with the new distributor, especially now that we are in lockdown. She's going to explain to you how the website works.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is just to refer basically to the website the back office as a great tool, because it's easily accessible from your phone. So it's not a big barrier unless you don't have internet or data, which is really a big problem for many of our people. And we have to figure out ways to get around that. But for those who can, the back office is an essential tool. So it gives you, at a glance, you can pull up a spreadsheet of all your distributors in your team. You can pull up the information. It will remind you about birthdays. It will remind you about who needs to renew their registration. It will tell you about steps to qualification and when last distributors ordered products and so on. So there's a great many links to conversations that you can set up with them based on the information that the back office gives you. So use the back office. It's an essential tool and just so valuable and easy to use. Thank you.
Well, that's it. We really enjoy this business, and we really see it as a blessing. It came to us as a blessing, and a blessing to others that we talk about and get into this business. So thank you very much. God bless.
Good chatting with you.
Near Life family and Eagle team. My name is Yolisa Njamela from Johannesburg in Boksburg. I'm an Emerald Director working towards Sapphire Director. A brief background about myself. My mother was part of this business many years ago, and she introduced us to the products, which we love very much. But my father didn't want us to be part of the business because he wanted us to study. So I studied, and then I worked for a few companies in the corporate. But I was retrenched twice, and the last time I had to be fired because I refused to be corrupt. And then I became an independent freelance facilitator, which I still am. But because the economy was very bad, I became serious with the New Life business in 2015. and I started working my business. Now today, I am tasked to talk about three things. The first one is how do we actually do book reading during this lockdown? We have been privileged to have our world team leader, Mark, who put together a group that we call Personal Growth, a Zoom. And he chooses books that we read. So in this particular period, we read a chapter, and we discuss the chapter on a Monday, the next chapter on a Wednesday, the next chapter on a Friday. And we start early at 8 o'clock in the morning whilst our minds are very fresh. So the group started small, but it's growing bigger now. So what happens is that each and every one of us is given an opportunity to discuss what they got out of the chapter. How is he or she applying that to the New Life business and to the life? Because personal development is quite important at New Life and in Eagle Team, as we know. It has been quite an exciting exercise where we share our views, and we finished one book. We're going to be starting a new one soon. The next item that I'm supposed to discuss is how do we check up, that checkup call. Because at this time during the lockdown, people are anxious, they don't know when is this going to come to an end. So what I do, I check on my customers, I check on my distributors, I check on my prospects. And especially on customers, just to find out how are they doing. Are they actually part of the essential services? Are they working, or they're staying at home? And how is the family? How is the kids? And how are they coping? Are they well? How are they keeping themselves occupied? And I share positive news in terms of that, in spite of what is going on. We have New Life, we have the products that help us with our immune system, etc. The distributors is just to check on them. How are they doing? Are they able to continue with the business during the lockdown? Are they using the online system? Are they able to log onto the system? Can they actually do the orders? And what are the challenges that maybe they are encountering, so that I can help them? Because I'm lucky, I stay very close to the DC, so sometimes I do pop in at the DC and get some queries answered to them. Prospects, what I do with the prospects, I also check them if they are working during the lockdown, or are they staying at home, and how are they keeping well, how is the family. And then I also invite them, because we do have the business presentation done by our Eagle Team, as well as by New Life. So I help them to actually to download the Zoom, and then I help them to get onto the Zoom. And I've had quite good responses for some of them. But I also use a lot of the WhatsApp as well. And then the last thing is how do we use the online tools to follow up? Basically is to follow up on the customers, because there's a tool which is called Who Needs a Product. So you can see when last the person bought the product, whether they need to order again. So I look at that, and also we look at the qualification, check on the performance of the team in terms of who's supposed to be qualified or stepping up. Also member expiry date, so you can also look at those and then remind your team members. The other thing that we do online, we can register people online, which we have done quite a few of those people. We place our orders online, we track our orders online. So we have a very good system, the online tools. They are helping us to do our business while we're still sitting at home. Thank you. That will be all.
Good day, everyone. My name is Tania Covane. I'm from Mozambique. I will be sharing with you how and what we are doing during this moment that we cannot have the face-to-face meetings and trainings in order to maintain the team active. What we did, the first interaction with all people around us was in perspective to raising awareness about the need of supplementation at this moment, using WhatsApp status, message, all the ways that we have, no? But the main was just to raising this awareness. Looking for this perspective, what we did at this moment is just been working mainly to the members that are not active and the prospects who already attended the presentation but not joined the project. For the new prospects, we are still evaluating the proper way to do it, but we are doing, we are doing presentations for the new prospects. But there are some we need to improve. We are making calls using the cell phones mainly for the people who are not, who don't have social access to the social networks. And for the ones that can access to these social networks, we are just sending the presentations via videos, but the people are complaining about the megabytes. But we are trying to find the proper way to do a new presentation for the new prospects. Okay, looking for these two groups, what we did, we have created groups on the cell phone. You are using basically the WhatsApp application. There are groups that we have created. One group for the trainings. We created a group to train members, but not everyone is on the group. Not everyone that is a Neo-Life members or Ego Team members that is part of the group. To be part of the group, we just put some conditions. The person must accept to be active on it. The trainings occurs from Tuesday to Wednesday with no limitation of the working time. It starts from midnight to midnight. There is no limitation. We can present the any time during Tuesday and Wednesday. What we discuss, what we are doing on the training is basically marketing plan. We are discussing or presenting one product and the disease. The themes are chosen by the team from Thursday to Sunday. The members of the groups apply to talk about each topic. What we are doing is always to try to encourage new participants to present the themes. The other group is a group that has all managers of the team. In this group, what we are doing is just giving them the basics. How to do the invitation, how to present the company, the list names, the basics. Not too much information for them because we are preparing them to be a senior manager, just to start doing 100 points, to register some, to develop the network. So that is, it's only on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 days a week, that we are putting information on that group for the managers. Another group is a group of the senior manager. This group is wow. It's people that are fighting to be a director. What we decide to do in this group, it's not only senior manager, even the directors of the team, they are part of this group. It's good because they can help just to put on the information to share. when we created the group on this moment of quarantine, and it's a new group. Managers and senior managers is a new group that we created during the quarantine. And what we are saying, let's try to give our best in order at the end of this moment we get networking marketing professionals, so we can fly higher. So at this group of senior managers, we agreed that up to the end of this moment, the quarantine, everyone must know how to open a kit and to do a complete presentation. So we have sessions that we are training the people, they are presenting what they are learning, basically. And we use this group to share experience, and together we are looking for an optimal way to present the project effectively to the new prospects using social media. Finally, I would like to share with you about the last rally that we had last month. It was really fantastic. We used a Telegram application why a Telegram application? Because it gives us an opportunity to have more than 250 persons at the same time. How we did it, the speakers were online and communicated via video. The program gave us the chance to make 1 minute video that can be placed online. It was really top. What we did was just preparing the content before, and the presents being sending the information. They announced the theme, the content, and then putting the information on the chat. It was really wonderful, and I would say that just try to do it and sure that you will enjoy. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.
Hi everybody, my name is Rory Townsend and I'm a Neolife distributor, but the reason I'm speaking to you today on the webinar is because of my involvement with Charlie and the Eagle team as it relates to technology. So my role is basically to advise on what technologies we can use. And by saying that, we are not prescribing as the Eagle team that everybody's going to use the same technology. It's just what the Eagle team wants to utilize based on a few key principles. One of those principles is the ability to duplicate what you're doing. So if Charlie uses a platform to video conference, it must be able to translate to everybody in the business if they want to use it. If they choose to use a different platform, that's okay. It's not, required to use what Charlie's recommending. But the reason Charlie's recommending it is because it's duplicatable, it's free of charge to use the platform, and the second thing, it's secure in that your privacy is being protected using that particular platform. So there's certain requirements that we put together when we put this together. Okay, one item I want to address is you as a leader. There are a lot of leaders who are now being exposed during this pandemic to having to dive deep into technology, and they, start to shake as to whether they're going to do their first video call or something like that. But I want to encourage you and say I've seen people grow so much during this time. Also, the important thing to note is as a leader, you don't have to know everything about technology. The key is, and Charlie mentions this always, is he surrounds himself with great people, and they ultimately will make the whole business work effectively. So find somebody in your team that loves technology, that loves to share that, and let them show you how these things all work. So find some geek in your team and let them go. Don't sit around and say, I don't like technology. I think, again, I mentioned Charlie. Charlie's one example that Charlie has embraced it even long before this pandemic happened. He used to sit down with me and say, listen, you tell me more about the technology and get me onto Telegram, etc. like that. So we spent time, and that vision, I think, was so wise. I think Charlie was looking at what Neolife was also doing. They had started moving with the technology. And today you can see the benefit that we are able, in this period of time that we are We are able even to do our online orders, and people are becoming more and more familiar. And some people on this call will be talking about how to do your online orders and the benefits of that. The other thing that I think is important is never to lose the essence that when you are dealing with technology, you must see it as an assistant, and it must mirror what's happening in real life. So if you get a downline to call a prospect and you are going to phone that prospect in their presence, usually they set up the appointment and hand the phone over to you, and you speak to the person and you're, etc. Don't do it differently with technology. Try and use the technology to mimic that. And that's always a good principle that I believe. So for example, if your downline contacts a prospect and they give you their contact details, what you do is you set up a three-way call, whether it's using WhatsApp or Jitsi, which I'm going to speak about, or any other platform. You set up a call, whether it's video conference or audio, with all three of you. Because when you speak to your prospect, your downline is now able to hear how you deal with it and learn from the process. So try and mimic real life situations, and don't just, get the number, call the person, and your downline is oblivious to what actually happened along the way. And then the other thing is also with technology. If you want to meet with your team, when you have coffee in the morning, have maybe from 10 o'clock to 10:15, you can meet with your team. You all conference call with each other, go online, you sit, have your coffee and have a chat and just talk about life. So try and mimic what's happening in life, but in the virtual space with the technology that we have. The other thing is also, don't hide behind technology. There's a video, invitation video from the Eagle team that can be used. Don't hide behind, don't send it to somebody and just hope the video is going to do the job. What you do is you act like you're in real life. You contact the person, you say, listen here, are you open to looking at ways of increasing your income? You do the usual script that you have. Then what you do is you say, I'm going to send you a link, and I'm going to follow up in a half an hour after that and follow up with you. Once they send the link, you follow up with them half an hour and you do the close on it. So treat it like real life, and it's going to work for you. Okay, then the last point that I want to highlight now in the last few seconds is that we've got two applications that we recommend. One is Jitsi Meet, and Jitsi Meet is a conferencing platform, totally free. It's easy. You don't register anything. You click a link, you open it up on a computer browser, it just works. So there's a link that we've got on the YouTube, Eagle Team YouTube site, that will teach you how to get to understand Jitsi Meet. And then the other application that we use is Telegram. We'll also send you a link from Telegram. The power of Telegram is that you don't have to limit yourself to a file size. Like if you send on WhatsApp, you send a file, an image or a photo, it gets compressed to a size. Telegram, you can send up to 1.5 gigabytes of file size, and it will go through. So Telegram has also the ability to do a poll. So if you want to know from your team whether we should have the event on the 13th or the 15th, you can send through a poll to everybody. They vote on it and it gives you feedback, plus lots and lots of other features. So I recommend that you go and watch those two videos on the channel, the one on Jitsi, which is the conferencing platform, and the other one on Telegram. I'm working on one where we use what we call SIP technology, calling from phone to phone, using over the internet voice calls. It does what WhatsApp and Telegram does as messaging apps to be able to call each other, but it's designed specifically to give you high quality and replace your conventional calling mechanism. And that would also be for free. So I hope that you're going to get excited about the technology, use it to be able to reach people. But remember, at the end of the day, it's all about people. And if you can have personal contact, that is number one. But always use technology to support relationships as you go along. So yes, God bless, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the sessions as they are coming through now.
It is an honor and a privilege to share a few ideas with you today. But before I start, just a quick ID. My name is Pierre Van Rensburg, all the way from Centurion. I am part-time involved in the New Life business opportunity. Full-time, I'm working for a large IT company, and it's really an honor to share with you some ideas on how we can leverage the technology available to us in order to build our businesses, especially in this time with the lockdown. So the idea of this clip is to give you an idea on how you can share the business opportunity through any of the platforms that is available, any of the teleconference and video conference platforms like Microsoft Teams or Zoom or Jitsi or anything else that is available. The idea is not to do the business presentation today. The idea is to give you a little PowerPoint slide, walk you through that to see how you can utilize it in a one-on-one business presentation or in a group presentation by using the technology. The idea is that we're not going to dictate you how to do the presentation. The idea is to provide you with guidelines. At the end of the day, it must be your story, your narrative, your testimonies, and the way you want to convey the message. So this little PowerPoint slide that we've put together will be available through the Eagle team, downloadable from the Eagle team website, and you can use that. I'm going to show you how to do that from a platform such as Zoom, where you will be able to set up a meeting, either one-on-one or in a group context, and then you will share your desktop and explain the opportunity. So I'm quickly going to do it. I will share my screen, and let's quickly walk away. The little file will be available. You can download it and put it anywhere, and all you need to do is just to click on it, to open it. And to navigate through it, you can use your arrow buttons, you can use enter. And the first slide is just the introductory slide. This is where it will be important to tell your quick ID, your quick story. And there's a wonderful New Life webinar that was done on that is available on the New Life back office, your own New Life back office website. So I'm not going to spend time on that. As soon as you press, you will see that it starts with the why. We all know the why, and here it's important to talk about the why the prospect will be interested. You must make sure that the prospect understands at this moment in time that their situation is critical, especially in the pandemic, a lot of people losing their jobs. Bring that into it. If you do a one-on-one, speak to the person, write down what their dreams are so that you can refer back to that. But you can relate it to education or a nice home or a nice car, travel, more money, financial freedom, even better health. So those are the elements that you can use for that. Then you can start with the you. We all know the you. And then as you click down, you can go and talk about New Life. Tell a little bit about New Life. Elements you can speak about here is the age of New Life. You can tell them about the many countries that they operate in, the scientific advisory board, what they stand for, what they do. And then you can talk about the 4 ranges of products and a little display picture of every range will come up, and you can walk through that and tell your stories, your testimonies, do a price comparison, whatever you want to do that. As you press the button, you will go back to where you were, and you will see that it will tell you that you need to register with a business kit, and you will effectively get all the products 20% less. And then you can walk through this like you always did with your presentation as you were writing it down on a blank piece of paper. We start with the 3 daily success habits. You talk about using the products, effectively changing your shopping habits in order to do 100 points. Then you share the business opportunity with 6 of your friends, and you teach those 6 friends all to do their 100 points. And if you do 7 times 100 points, you will get 700 points at the bottom, and it will give you a profit and a bonus of 700 Rand. Most of us know this. Then you go further and you take one of your people, you train them and you empower them, and you teach them just to do what you have done. As soon as you've done that, you will have a 700 point unit, and that means 700 points plus the 600 points of the rest of your team with you included will be 1,300 points. It will give you 1,400 points, profit and bonus. And then we take it one step further. We develop each of our other people in 700 point units. That will give us 6 times 700 points plus your own 100 points. It will give you 4,300 points, which will give you a profit and bonus between 9,000 and 11,000. Then part of your second daily success habit will be sharing the products. where not all people will be interested in building a business, but they are looking for these products, especially now. You will make customers, you will earn a 20% profit. That will help you to get to your 100 points, and that will add to the profit at the bottom we've shown with all of those figures. And then lastly, you talk about the personal development, the importance of that, the reading, the attending of events, especially the webinars that is running all over, personal Zooms, team Zooms, etc. And you can also bring in the Eagle team here, because this is, I'm sure you will agree with me, where most of our personal development is taking place. And you can talk about the Eagle team a little bit, who they are, what they stand for, the fact that we get excellent training, support, and all the personal development that goes with that. And that will basically conclude your presentation. And then it's important to close the presentation. And what you can do is, if you had a one-on-one, you can refer back to that person's why, his dreams, and you can ask him whether he can see that this will fulfill their dreams and assist the prospect to achieve those dreams. And then you can close off, and this you can change any which way. You can ask your own questions, your own statement. I just like this. I absolutely believe in this. So you can close with a very strong statement or a parting word. And then usually a lot of the prospects don't know what to do. And what you can say is, what is my next step? I'm sure you want to know what is your next step. So let me tell you what is your next step. We will need to register you. You need to take action. You need to make a decision. Then we can register you. We can register you online or any other way. But it's important that you make the decision to start this process. So I hope this will assist you a little bit with helping you in building your business. This will be available, and I'm sure as we use this more and more, we will fine-tune and enhance it to become better and better. It's important to talk to the Eagle Team office. If you have my personal contact details, I will welcome any suggestions, but I hope that this will help you in building your business in these special times. It was fantastic talking to you. Hope to see you one of these days. Good luck with your businesses. Go out strong, and let's make the world a healthier and a happier place. God bless.
Always a pleasure to be together, this time on a virtual way. My name is Adelina Machado. By profession, I am a veterinarian, and I've been lecturing for the past 30 years. I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, and I joined Neolife without wanting it. I joined just to please my upline. But today, I'm very glad that he insisted with me, and I joined. I'm glad because it has helping me a lot in terms of health and in terms of financial well-being. I want to share with you today how we are working in this time of quarantine, specifically on training. We used to have WhatsApp groups, and we are using these WhatsApp groups also for training now. Of course, the WhatsApp groups are big groups, and what I see as advantage of that is that people are following the training. People that were normally not coming to presential training, presentations, were not doing the business, are now following the training, and they are calling saying, now I want to use this or that because it was touched on a training session. I want to invite more people. I want to share the opportunity and the products. So it has advantages. The disadvantage I see is that the participation in the group is not very big. only the same people are participating, sharing information, asking questions. But I think there is a role in having this big group, because we are bringing in more people that normally didn't participate. But the way I see it is more effective is doing a training using a WhatsApp video call. In the WhatsApp video call, the advantage we have is that we can share specific contents according to the needs of the small groups. We normally do this training 3, 4, 5 people, and we touch specifically on the needs of the person. The other advantage of this method is that we feel the emotion of the people. There is a video, we have the image, we can feel how people are following. They can ask questions and be answered immediately. The disadvantage is we cannot share material in this way, but what we do to overcome this is to send material beforehand for the people to have a look on it, and then we discuss. And if during the discussion we feel that there is more material needed, we can also send afterwards via email or via WhatsApp to complement the discussions we have been having. But what I tell to my people is that what we have to do during this time of quarantine is exactly the same we did before. We are just using other ways, but we are also using the ways that we used before. To invite, we use a phone call, as we did before. To get more contacts, we are asking for referrals, we use a phone call. So actually it's the same thing, is using methods that we used before and new methods. And the feeling is that we can still do our business very well, even in this time of quarantine. It was a pleasure to talk with you. I hope what I shared can help somebody. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Russell. I live in Cape Town, South Africa. I'm a part-time near-life distributor while working full-time in emergency services. I'm a cancer survivor since the age of 5, which has given me a very unique perspective on making the most out of life. I enjoy helping people, but I hate working for a boss. My dream is to be financially free. I've tried many different types of technology and online marketing businesses part-time while keeping my day job, but I was not coping. I couldn't find enough time to grow my conventional business while working for a boss. I couldn't afford to get too many clients because then I wouldn't have time to service them, especially at the level I could be proud of. Neolife has given me a way to make sure that I am in good health. Neolife has given me a way to build a network marketing business in my spare time, which allows me to grow multiple streams of income through helping other people become healthy and financially free themselves. Neolife has given me the belief that I can build a safe and happy environment for my family and show others how to do the same. The entire world has been shocked into a new way of life. My experience in online marketing has given me a unique advantage to lead my Neolife team to success and good health. I'm excited about the future, and I'm a proud Neolife distributor. I'm going to run you through a system I call Prospect to Ambassador, a lockdown strategy from social media to social proof. And what this means is we're going to take someone from not knowing anything about the product or the business to actually wanting to share the product and the business with other people. So the first step we'll talk about is meeting new people. Right? Now this can be done online via Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, or any of the social media or other online platforms. And you can also do it via referrals, so via WhatsApp or Telegram, or even just a normal cell phone call. You can actually meet somebody that someone else refers you to. The second step is then to add them to your names list. Now, you want to connect with them. So you could use a tool like FORM, which stands for Family, Occupation, Recreation, or Motivation, to give you an idea of what to actually speak to them about so that you can figure out exactly what their need is, right? So you want to determine whether it's a product or a business need. The next step is then to invite them to a webinar or an online meeting of some sort. Right? This could be a one-on-one thing even where you chat to them by text or audio, or you could just do a Skype call one-on-one with them. But preferably you'd want to invite them to a webinar because then you can invite multiple people at the same time to meet you at the same time, right? And you could also leverage other people's experience by using other people in the webinar. So we'll speak a bit more about that later. So you want to invite them to learn more about the product or business as you've identified with a need in step 2. If you struggle with what to say when you invite them, you can just use the triple opt-in method as well. If you don't know what that is, you can speak to your upline until they can find out what that is for you and train you on that. The last step in this whole process is to manage the exposures, right? So what that means is, firstly, you want to offer the business or product opportunity. So now you're actually asking them to do something, right? So you want to sign up or buy a product. So you've got the opportunity to teach the prospect more about the product or business. And in the next section, we'll get into how you might want to do that. And then finally, you want to make sure that you plan the next exposure. So you always want to make sure that at the end of any meeting with a prospect, customer, or downline, that you plan the next meeting. Right? So this way you make sure that you can keep in contact and can develop the relationship further. So to recap, you want to meet new people, connect with them and find out what it is that they need, determine whether it's product or business related, and invite them to the relevant webinar or meeting where you can address that particular solution or problem. And finally, you're going to have a call to action where you actually manage that exposure and set up the next one. Okay, so the next slide I'm going to show you now is a simple presentation layout, which is a script for online meetings. Now, we're using Jitsi Meet at the moment to do these kind of presentations, and I've split it also into just 4 steps. Remember, this is step 3 and 4 of the previous slide that this refers to. So the first section is your welcome, right? So this is where you introduce yourself. You're going to greet the audience, mention that you're excited for what you're about to share, do your own personal story. And usually we also try to find out how many guests are in the audience. We ask them to identify themselves. So with online meetings, with Jitsi Meet, you might ask them to raise their hand if they're a guest, right? And this will help you to sort of gauge how many guests are on the call. You could also, it will help the distributors to find, who have invited people, to find the people that they've invited, because they might see a big list of a whole lot of pictures and names, and it'd be a bit difficult to sift through 100 people or 1,000 people, whereas the guests might only be 100 out of 1,000. So the second step then is to talk about the problem. Right now, the main 2 problems we usually speak about at our presentations are either health or financial, right? So that means product or business. So with health issues, you might mention some of the health issues that are pertinent to the times. If it is the month of cancer, for example, use that as an opportunity to address that health issue. Obviously, nowadays, it's very easy to pick out COVID and immune boosting and that sort of thing, or COVID and cleaning your hands every 5 minutes, as people are doing now. And then you've got your product need that you are actually showing. Next step is to mention a few financial issues that are pertinent to the times. You might mention the petrol price just went up, unemployment levels were recently announced, electricity prices or food prices were recently in the news, then you can mention that. The third step is then the plan, right? This is where you give the solution to the problems that you've identified at number 2. So at this stage, you haven't really spoken more than 5 to 10 minutes in that meeting. And if you are doing the web call with your team, you could actually assign different people, such as we're actually doing tonight, to do each section and lessen the burden on each person. Also, like we're doing tonight, we are pre-recording these sections. So you could actually pre-record your welcome and greeting, pre-record problem examples, and play it during the meeting, right? And that brings us to step number 3, which is use a tool. So the more you do, the more effort it seems to be for that person, right? So don't do you. You need to use a tool to present the opportunity to solve the problems that are mentioned at number 2. So this means that we aren't going to draw the circles ourselves online. We'll have a pre-recorded tool that we'll just play. Now you could do it yourself, or you could use a tool such as a video on 3NN. If you mentioned something that relating to 3NN, you might want to have a business opportunity video that you play at this stage. But the whole point is to use a tool over here. And then finally, you want to have a call to action. You want them to get started, right? You've already explained what it's all about. You've explained the problems that we've got that they might identify with. You've explained the solutions and how they address those problems by using the tool. And now you want them to actually get started, which is the call to action we spoke to before, and show the guests to your website where they can actually buy a product and have it delivered to their doorstep, or join the opportunity and start making profits in their first month in business.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this online event. My name is Samo and I'm joining you from Maputo, Mozambique. By profession, I am an administrator working full-time with an international corporation. I joined NeoLife some years ago with the aim of improving my physical health. And I may say that was one of the best decision I ever took in my life, because I managed to improve not only my physical health, but also my financial health, and I became a better person in terms of personal growth. I'm proud of the impacts, positive impacts that I have in my community. Today, I want to thank Eagle Team for giving me the opportunity to share some ideas on how we can work with our teams during this lockdown period. I would like to touch on how to, especially when it comes to newcomers, I would like to touch on how we can build a name list, how we can help them to do the first approach, and also we can take these new prospects up to closing the sale. Well, for building the name list, what I basically do, I ask my new distributor to send me a list of 10 names. And once I get this list, and the list can be sent via email or WhatsApp, or even a text message, whatever tool is convenient to the new distributor. Once I get the name list, I make a call to the distributor just to find out the background of each of the person that is part of the name list. That helps me to select which of the prospect we should call. And once we do that, and then I will record a call that can be a video call or a normal call, and I send to my new distributor for him to train on how to approach, how to make the approach and make an appointment. He will make that training calling me. He will make the training and then he calls me just to find out if he's doing well. And if I'm happy with that, I say, okay, you can go on. You can make your calls to the prospect. So he makes the call, and he asked the person, look, I recently was introduced to this new lifestyle whereby you can improve health-wise, you can make money, you can travel. I'm very excited about it, but I'm very new, and I would like to know if you will be open to speak to my sponsor in order to get more inputs. And then if the person is open Then he sent the contact to me. And then I'm the one who make the call to this prospect. I find the needs, and while making the call to the prospect, I record the call, okay? And I find the needs, and I tell them about the opportunity or the products according to what I found as a potential from them. And then from there, I can send websites, Neolife websites for them to see. And then we send them a video or some tools that can help them to better understand about Neolife. And also we send them the options, the starter kit options on how to join Neolife. And that's it. And then from there, the new distributor can see how I do, and they follow the same steps according to the videos or the audios that I send to them. And this is helping them to to take their first step, because it's very important for the new distributor to make customers or to get people joining his team in the very beginning, the first 2 to 3 months. And I may say we are having success. Last month I built a manager, qualified manager, and this month this new qualified manager is becoming a senior manager. So it's an experience that it's working for me, and I believe it can work for some of you other distributors. So thank you for giving me this opportunity of sharing this idea. Thank you.
Remember, folks, your success is measured by the amount of people's lives that you touch and help make this world a healthier and happier place. We would like to thank everyone who played a part in putting this video together, and thank them for their time and their effort. And we encourage you to apply it, because this will help you have a very successful business. We'd like to thank Neolife for all they do for us, and they have incredible support structure. Please use it. It will also help you grow even better. I would challenge you all to go out there. Let's put ourselves aside and think of others, and let's go and care for other people and give of ourselves and enrich the lives of people all over the world, making this world a healthier and happier place. God bless you all. Love you. Have a good day and exciting future. Bye.